basically, you could probably look at this more as a business. I look at it more ministry than business, and I'll tell you why. I have a graphics company called R&P Graphics. It's actually kind of a spinoff of my production company, which is Real Media Productions. I started off just doing music, but then it ended up being video and then web and then everything. So when MySpace first came out, I was doing custom MySpace pages for people and stuff like that, and websites and all that. Basically, because of God's been expanding the business so much, I had to actually separate the production side from the graphic side. So truly, I thank God for that. R&P Graphics, basically, what I'm doing as a business is I'm trying to be available for, and it's not just for the Christian community, it's for anyone. I'm trying to set it up to where I'm at a point where a lot of times I would see like different ministries would have events going on and flyers and stuff like that. And I'm being practical myself. If someone's trying to get me to come to a big event and it's supposed to be all these people there and the big artists, and then I look and it looks like they did the flyer in like Microsoft Paint or something like that, you know, or Word or whatever, where, you know, the pictures are all squared and the font's all small and you can barely read it. That's not gonna really attract me. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm not gonna feel as if it's like a big event or professional. One of the things that I realized that we don't have to have a lot of money, not have to have hundreds and millions of dollars to be able to present something with excellence to the people, to God's people, to whomever. So one of the reasons why I got into what I did was because of the fact that there were a lot of companies I felt that were taking advantage of just people in general, but more so the people of God. My wife says I'm cheap. I call myself, I'm frugal. I like to try and save money, and I like to try and save other people money also. And the thing is that the less money that we spend putting in someone else's pocket outside of the ministry, the more money one will have to do things within the ministry. And then also, if we're planting our seeds into people that are in ministry like we are, then that just goes around in a circle. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the main reasons why I got into what I've gotten into as far as with the business with the graphics company. God has just been blessing. Also with my production company, I do a lot of things with that too. I have an event and I'll show you one of the flyers here in a second. But basically what I'm looking at is that I want to be a blessing to you as well as you be a blessing to me, so we can bless each other. I've been doing websites, I've been doing logos, flyers, banners, I've done business signs, all kind of things like that I do. And my thing is that I don't look at the amount of money that I can make off of that. I look at what's acceptable to me. Whereas someone may charge $50 to do something, I may charge 10 or 20. Why? Because that's just, you know, I look at what my time is worth, and I look at, you know, what if I was just sitting at home doing nothing, you know. So I factor all that in also. A lot of times with certain businesses and church organizations, I know that one church may have a lot of members that may be able to afford more, whereas one may not, and they may be struggling. But my thing is that if I've got 1,000 members and I've only got 50 members over here, then, you know, my stuff should look as good as theirs is, and I shouldn't have to compromise for that, and, you know. So that's, you know, kind of a long story of how I got into what I got into. Just some of the things that I do. I have a couple different options on things. When I'm actually doing like business flyers and things like that, or for like conferences or concerts or whatever, sometimes I have people that come up at the last minute, which I'm not particularly fond of, but it happens. I have different options that are available. Whereas if you know you're going to have something a couple months out or a couple weeks out, I have different printers that I use, some local, some out of town. My out of town printers are a lot cheaper. So the more time I have, my out-of-town printers pretty much give me like the cards, the hot cards that you guys are pretty much used to seeing. Let's have another one here. Yeah, the hot cards you guys are used to seeing normally. I have a local printer, and then what they do is they do these, and these cards are 4x6. I think these here are, I think, 5.5 by 4.25, something like that. But you get like 4 to a sheet or whatever. And they do front and back on these too. A lot of times, if it's like really last minute, or especially like over the weekend, I utilize something that I found someone else did it one time, and I saw it to be a pretty good idea. You know how you take pictures or you get pictures developed at like Walgreens or places like that? Well, they come out to be pretty good flyers. You know what I'm saying? So they come out real nice and glossy. Another one just dropped here. And you know, it's just gotta kind of format the right way so it doesn't get cut off. But they look really good. And my thing is, I don't care if it's a picture. Why? Because you can see this. Right. It's nice, it's glossy, it's quick. And the good thing about this is that most of the time, if you go like Walgreens and I'm giving you some information here, so this is the point. Most of the time, if you go to Walgreens or CVS, they have sales on 4x6s all the time. So the majority of the time, you can get these for 10 cents a piece. Wow. The majority of the time. Walgreens has been having a sale. They switch it up. 10 cents. So $10, you got 100 of them. Right? Math was horrible in school. So that's just some of the things that I do as far as flyers. I have some artists I deal with that they have like CDs that they're releasing. I do the little CD inserts and things like that for them. Actually, the designs on the CDs too. One of the events that's been going on, we're coming up on 1 year in June. There's this event here, Skate and Praise. This is part of my production company, but I design the flyers and everything for that. We have our host here, DJ Gospel Guru, who's our new DJ's looking around now. But we've kind of changed the format on this one a little bit. We used to have like a lot more artists. We changed the format, actually listened to what the people were saying, the other skaters and things like that. We made the main focus is just real good music that everybody's used to and that likes. Bring a couple artists in to come and do their songs and everything goes pretty flawless. But it works out. I thank God because of the fact that the rink that we're actually using right now, they used to have a gospel skate every Friday. So one of the things as far as trying to help out people that are trying to do good things, my thing was if I wanted to try and do an event, rather than try and reinvent the wheel, I figured, well, let me pick some places already established and let's go in and enhance what they do. So we went in there and we did that, and our skating praise actually, we have 2 to 3 times more people when we do those than they have their normal gospel skate. So I thank God for that. But just recently what they've done is that they've cut it down to where the rink actually does 1 gospel skate a month that they host themselves. And that's on the first Friday of every month. So ours will be the second event. And I think a big part of that is because of looking at the amount of people that we bring in. For one, takes up about 3 of theirs. So with the one that they do and the one that we do, they kind of break out even, I think. So it's not good because we got Fridays where we don't have stuff to do. But yet it's still being a force in the city. We're losing the radio station that we had, a force of being able to come out and have a place for Christians to come out. So I thank God for that. This is something new that we had done. This is just Youth and Praise. It's almost like a Skate and Praise. It's just for the younger youth. We did one last month. It went okay. It could have been better. With a lot of kids in sports and stuff like now, that 6:30, 8:30 time is not the best time. And we're doing one this month here on the 23rd. And then we're just going to kind of see how it goes from there. Basically, with the graphics company, like I said, with what I'm doing, and with these events here, all of these are just Christ-centered. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really picky on what type of work I do, what type of ministry I offer, and things like that. So basically, you know, anything like any type of events you need, promotions on, flyers, things like that, I'd be more than willing to help you and work out something with you at a real reasonable rate. It doesn't matter if you're here in Columbus or if you're in India. It doesn't matter, because a lot of my stuff I do my transactions over emails and stuff like that. So I do PayPal, and if you got a Chase account or Huntington, you can do a direct wire or whatever. It's you know, either way it's fine. If you want to see more of the different things that I do as far as on the graphic side, you can go to RMP Graphics. Graphics is spelled GRIFIXX.info. Basically, with that's going to take you to a Facebook page I have set up and had everything all separated and things like that. That'll show you kind of what I do, give you different portfolios about different things like that. Also, you can reach me at 614-654-1767. That's the business number. And also the email address is rmpgraphics@gmail.com. So any of that information, whether you hit me up through the Facebook site, through my email, or give me a call, just give me a call, and I'll try and work with you and try and make it happen. Excuse me. One of the things that I can say with dealing with some of the newer clients that I've just picked up is that if you have a vision or something that you're trying to accomplish, and this is one thing that I've learned over the last couple weeks concerning when you're talking about doing a website or doing a flyer or doing something that represents Christ and represents who you are and what your vision is. I've been finding that even with designing some of the things that I've been designing, as I've really been seeking the spirit on what's this person trying to portray, you know, with what they're trying to do. Because I get a lot of freedom to create whatever I want to create. And I take feedback back and forth, and so my job is to just trust in the spirit to kind of visualize, help you visualize what you want and bring it out to you. I work with Sister Tierra on her logo, and I had an idea and I did it, and she said, well, that's nice, but let's try this, let's try that, and we went back and forth until I got something to where she wanted, and that's what I do. So it's not my way or the highway. You know, when we get done, I want you to be happy with what you have, something that you can be proud of, and that you can know that you had input on getting that together. So that's what I'm all about. And whenever you need me, just give me a call. God bless you.